Welcome. Let's take a look at our top story this hour. A British Parliamentary Defence Committee has claimed to find evidence that telecom giant Huawei colluded with the Chinese state and said that Britain may need to remove all Huawei equipment earlier than planned. The committee noted that the West must urgently unite to advance a counterweight to China's technological dominance. The Defence Committee added that this could prompt Britain to remove Huawei from its 5G network as early as 2025. Washington has already maintained that China has used Huawei technology to spy for China, which Huawei has denied. India too signed MOUs with the Japanese government to develop 5G technology. Many countries have also raised concerns about the Chinese telecom company and its close ties with the Chinese state. 5G technology is the next generation technological ecosystem, which has the potential to revolutionize communications, artificial technology and robotics-linked systems. This revelation comes in the wake of government of the UK snapping its ties with Huawei. The Defence Committee report puts a stamp on the decision of the UK government.
0.5 milliseconds, and the total cell capacity can support over 4 million single-cell connections.
For more on this story, we are being joined by Ali Barrett live from London. Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us. Now, the Parliamentary Defence Committee has claimed to find evidence that Huawei has indeed colluded with the Chinese state. This is a very damning finding and seems to prove that Washington has also claimed Washington's previous claims on Huawei.
Well, certainly the MPs that have been putting this report together based on evidence that they have heard over many weeks from researchers, from cyber experts, from experts on China-UK relations, from people in the cybersecurity sphere, from intelligence officials too, leads the MPs to conclude that there is this clear evidence, they say, of collusion between Huawei and the Chinese state. They describe an opaque relationship between Huawei and Chinese intelligence, and they cite evidence that they were given by some of the people who gave testimony in preparation for this report. We should say that Huawei says that this report lacks credibility. Huawei says it's built on opinion rather than fact, and Huawei goes on to say, "We are sure that people will see through these accusations of collusion and remember instead what Huawei has delivered for Britain over the past 20 years, and Huawei has been involved in pretty deeply in the UK's 4G previous internet infrastructure. Huawei is not being completely removed from activities in this country, but as you say, is being removed from participation in the rollout of the UK's 5G network. And these MPs are saying that if relations were to worsen further with China, if further threats were to be made by China, if allies of the United Kingdom were to more strongly urge it to remove Huawei kit from its 5G infrastructure sooner than planned, then it may have to do so. At the moment, mobile networks and telecoms companies here in the UK can't buy new Huawei 5G equipment after the end of this year, and they have to pull it all out of equipment that they've already installed by 2027. Well, MPs, as part of this report, are saying that might need to be brought earlier to 2025 if some of those conditions I were mentioning earlier were met.
Ali, absolutely. As you say, the recommendation is that the UK now expel Huawei earlier by the year 2025. Is this firstly possible? And then what is the alternative? And how will it affect the timeline for the rollout of 5G as a whole?
Well, we should say, no, that is not the recommendation of this report. What the report is saying, as I say, is that if relations with China worsen, or if China continues to make threats against the UK in various spheres, or if British allies, for whatever reason, strongly urge that Huawei needs to be removed from 5G infrastructure before 2027, then that may need to happen by 2025 instead. It's not a firm recommendation at this stage. The committee acknowledges, by the way, that if that were to happen, that if you pull Huawei kit out of the UK's internet networks by 2025, you could see blackouts in parts of the country. 4G infrastructure already relies on Huawei kit as well, so they're acknowledging that if that step were needing to be taken, that could lead to some people in parts of the UK for a time not being able to access their internet connections, mobile data perhaps as well. So certainly challenging. And as you say, the report also acknowledging that part of the reason that the UK finds itself in this bind, as do other countries, is that the Chinese are in many respects so far ahead in terms of their telecommunications equipment and infrastructure and kit that the West has come to rely on Huawei. That is clearly now part of the process that the UK is having to manage, is how do you step back from that when there aren't really that many other established vendors in the market who can do what Huawei can do.
Absolutely. Ollie, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for that report, bringing us all the latest on the 5G network rollout.